the drum group. All right, we're going to start our ceremony with our procession, started by the drum group. Color guards will be bringing in the colors from GRTC from Lodge Grass. Take it away. Welcome to the 2013 Legislature Inauguration. Stand up. Beautiful day today for the Crow people. 2001 Constitution. 3 branches of government working together, all on the same page for the greater good of the Crow people. Leading the procession, Chairman O'Kyle, Speaker of the House, Doobie goes ahead, Chief Judge Julie Arlett. Warrior song sung by the Black Whistle Drum Group. Miss Crow Nation, Stephanie Nomi. Beginning with the district colors for fourth term, Vincent Crookedarm. Senator Vincent Crookedarm. Senator Paul Spotted Horse, first term, accompanied by his wife. Lodge Grass Princess, Nani Kindness. Senator Canute Oakgrove, third term, accompanied by his wife. Senator Tyson Grobon, first term, accompanied by his wife. Shelby Hill, Princesses for No Water, bring in the flag. Lawrence Deacrane, second term, accompanied by his wife. Bryce Huggs, second term, Senator Bryce Huggs, accompanied by his wife. My old Princess Natalie covers up. We're bringing in the colors for the Mighty Few District. Senator Gordon Rilburn Jr., second term, accompanied by his wife. Senator Brandon Goodluck, first term, accompanied by his wife. A Black Lodge Princess, Tamara Whitehead, bringing in the district colors. Senator Greg Three Irons, first term, Black Lodge District. Senator Bryson Rogers, first term. They're both accompanied by their wives. Center Lodge, the Reno Princess, Charmaine Gill, presenting the colors for the Center Lodge District. Eric Bergground, first term, Senator Eric Bergground. Senator Paul Hill, first term. Accompanied by their wives. The next one will be escorted by Miss Junior Miss Coronation, Shawnita Homing, and Miss Connie Todd, Phoebe Rogers. Leroy Not Afraid. He served 2 legislative terms, 2003, 2007, elected in 2011 till the present. Accompanied by his wife, Sheila Not Afraid, and Kerry Covers Up, Associate Judges. The judicial branch, the 3-branch government of the Crow Tribe. You just witnessed the 2001 Constitution at its finest. All 3 branches coming together for the greater good of the Crow people. Let's let them hear it today. Song sung by the Black Whistle Drum Group. Very appropriate song at this time. Flag song will be sung by the Black Whistle Drum Group. Flag song was composed by World War II veterans Warren Bearclaw, Philip Littlelaw, John Holmes Sr., very pretty paint, Frank Magbone Sr. Thank you. Post your colors. GROTC Lodge Grass Color Guard. David Castro, Kyle Reed, Thomas Botel, Manfred Gardner, Terrence Yazzie, the Cadet Battalion Commander, Adrian Huggs, Cadet Battalion Command Sergeant Major, Lieutenant Colonel Mike Jackson runs the whole program. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Little boys are going to be men and good military pretty soon once they graduate high school. At this time, take your seats. Newly elected. Want to recognize some people today coming to the 2013 legislature. We have some dignitaries here. Jason Smith, please stand up. Director of Indian Affairs, State of Montana. We have our Chief of Police, Jose Figueroa. Chief of Police, stand up. Oh, good. Mary Watts-Overyas, Program Manager for the NABC PTAC. Thank you. And Dr. David Garland from the Little Big Horn College, our President. We have another one, Utah State Senate, David P. Hinkins. Please stand up from the state of Utah. He's a senator. Stay over there. Thank you. Welcome to Crow Country. Welcome to the 2013 Legislative Branch Inauguration. It's a good day today. You know, before invocation, we're going to start with the invocation, but for everything we do, Pastor Buddy Rogers.
Oh, son. Everybody acknowledge this day, a great event that's going to take place. And I appreciate the people that are involved and help call me up. I'm one of the least that could be up here presenting the invocation, but I know it's up to the Lord. I know that God hears us. I'm not a very eloquent speaker, but I know that God will help me and help the ones that are out there that selected me to be in this position at this time. Let's pray. Precious Heavenly Father God, we humbly come before you and standing in your presence, that we know everything and that we see everything and we can't see exists, but because of you, and you alone, it all comes from you and it shall belong to you. It exists for your glory. And Father God, history is your story. The scripture tells us in your word where it says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one." And you are a compassionate God, a merciful one, and for your love and everyone that has made. Now today we rejoice for this beautiful day, this beautiful land that you blessed us with, where it contains all the different elements, minerals, and all the resources because of all of this is because of you. And today we are all thankful for these newly re-elected legislators and judicial form of government that you have appointed to represent the Crow Nation. And we ask that you, Father God, to anoint them with wisdom and knowledge, to guide them and unify with integrity, the compassion to lead, to make bills and laws, and to uphold the law, and to protect the Crow Nation, and also to bless and protect their families as well. Father God, help us, oh God, to remember that we are of a great Crow Nation that united we may stand. Help us to share, to serve, to seek the common good of all. Help us all to work and to join together for our nation so we can be healthy and be more prosperous and peaceful nation. May we never forget that one day our nation and everybody will stand accountable before you. We commit these newly re-elect legislators and judicial branch and their families unto you, into your loving care. I humbly ask this in the name of your beloved Son, Jesus. And we ask, Father God, that your anointing, that your blessing would be upon this food that we're about ready to partake. Father God, we thank you that is provided for us. We thank you for this special time for each and every one that are here today to rejoice and to be uplifted and help these newly elected to uphold and protect our nation today. We all pray, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debt, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. Ready for that beautiful prayer? Before we start our program, I want to acknowledge the current legislative branch officials from the Mighty View District, Senator Gerald Stewart. Senator Lodge Representative, Senator Arnold L. Kylrun Sr. From the Arrow Creek Representative, Senator Carlson Goes Ahead, Speaker of the House. Bighorn Representative, Senator Pat Alden Jr. Black Lodge Representative, Senator Conrad C.J. Stewart. Before the white man came, there was a camp with a camp chief, village chiefs and sub-chiefs of the Crow tribe. They would talk of good ideas for all the Crows. In the Fort Laramie Treaty, sits in the middle of the land, stated, what the majority says will be the rule. Since that time, we have come through the 1948 Council. When I say 1948, you go, boom. I get like that. I'm glad it's in the past. We're majority rules. Now today is a representation from a three-branch government from the 2001 Constitution. There are 3 representatives selected for 6 districts by the people, and you have elected and re-elected new members of this government. We are here today to honor and witness the legislative body and the judicial branch of the government of the Crow Nation. We'll be swearing in. They will be swearing in by the Chief Judge, elect Leroy Nonafree by Chief Judge Garland at this time. If you want to take pictures, you can take pictures right here. The first table, beyond the first table. $5. Make money because we have a budget crisis.
I didn't get nervous till I got here. This is the oath of office. Repeat after me. I, Leroy, am not afraid.
I, Leroy, am not afraid.
As newly elected Chief Judge of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
As newly elected Chief Judge of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty,
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty,
and further, to the best of my ability, I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the judicial branch according to the duties and the authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
and further, to the best of my ability, I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the judicial branch according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Chief Judge of the Judicial Branch, Leroy, not afraid. Change of command that just took place with the Chief Judge. We'll be swearing in the Associate Judge. Sheila Wilkinson. Not afraid, already. She's my wife. Don't arrest me.
This is the oath of office. I,
Sheila, not afraid, as re-elected Associate Judge of the Crow Tribe of Indians, do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty. And further, to the best of my ability, I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the judicial according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians. So help me God.
Sheila Wilkinson, Associate Judge of the Crow Tribe. Next. Oh, no, we got it.
okay, here we go. This is the oath of office. I, Carrie A. Coverson,
Carrie A. Rizzo,
as newly elected Associate Judge of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
as newly elected Associate Judge of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty.
And further,
And
to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the judicial branch according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of judicial according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. There you go, Associate Judge. be swearing in Vincent Crooked Arm, Paul Spotted from the Bighorn District.
This is the oath of office, Senators. I, as newly elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians, do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty.
Do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty.
And further, to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislature according to the duties and authorities and established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Bighorn District Senators. Senator Vincent Crooked Arm, Senator Paul Spotted. Lodge Grass District. Swearing in will be Canute Old Crow, Tyson Grovan.
I, as newly elected legislator, or you can say re-elected, Mr. Secretary, of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
As a re-elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians. Legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
Solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty. Solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
And further, to the best of my ability,
To the best of my ability.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
Further, to the best of my ability, I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislature according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians. Solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
Senator Canute Old Crow, third term. Tyson Grovan, first term. Arrow Creek. Representatives Lawrence D. Crane, Bryce Hoods.
This is the oath of office. I, and then state your name.
I, Bryce Hoods,
I, Lawrence D. Crane. As elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
as elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty.
and further, to the best of my ability, I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Harold Crick, Senator OSG Craig, second term. Harold Crick, Senator Bryce Hood, second term. Mighty Field District Representatives, Gordon Wilbur, Brandon Goodluck.
This is the oath of office. State your name.
I, Gordon Wilbur, Jr.
As either newly or elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
I, as elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
I, as elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty,
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty.
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligency and honesty.
and further,
And further,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislature according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator accordingly to the duties and the authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Senator Gordon Wilbur, second term. Senator Brandon Goodluck, first term. The Black Logs District Representatives, Greg Triange, Bryson Rogers. Cool.
Senator, I won't even comment. This is the oath of office. I, and state your name.
I, Bryson Rogers,
As newly elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
newly elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians. As the newly elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians,
do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
I swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty. I solemnly swear to serve the Crow people with utmost diligence and honesty.
And further,
Further,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians. Do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people at most diligence and honesty. Solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me God. Help me God.
Congratulations.
first term, Senator Bryson Rogers, first term. Senator Lodge, Representatives Eric Bergeron, Paul Hill.
This is the oath of office, gentlemen. I, and state your name.
I, Eric Bergeron. I, Paul J. Hill.
As newly elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
As newly elected legislator of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
As a newly elected legislature of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
Do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
Do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
Do solemnly swear to serve the Crow Tribe and the Crow people with the utmost diligence and honesty.
And further, to the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold the office of the legislator according to the duties and authorities as established by the Crow Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
I solemnly swear to uphold, according to the duties, to the office of duties and authorities and established by the Constitution of the Crow Tribe of Indians.
So help me God.
So help me Egypt Bahela.
So help me God.
Senator Eric Bergeron, first term. Senator Paul Hill, first term. Woo! That was a good one. Today is before we get into let's give a round of applause one more time to this judicial and legislative branch. What a great day. Today I get to introduce the Commander-in-Chief, Darren O'Kyle, say a few words on behalf of the executive branch.
Hey, a very good afternoon to all my beloved Opsalaca people and to my honorable esteemed colleagues from the legislative, judicial, and executive branches of the Crow Tribal government. Greetings. A great big welcome to the newly elected senators and the newly elected judges of the great Opsalaca nation. Welcome. Friends, visitors, and family members of the newly elected. Greetings. I am greatly honored to be standing before you today as a proud member of the great Opsalaca nation, and even greater honor to serve you, the great people of this nation, as your Crow Tribal chairman. Thank you. Today I want to start off by stating and emphasizing a few key points that has helped our 12-year-old Crow Constitution move forward with much progress and enough room to move forward to help the next generation of Opsalaca people become an even greater nation. Unity, respect, and working together. We as a nation are only as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. Simply put, united we are strong, divided we are weak. Our destiny as a nation is to unite, not to divide. We are one nation under God. We are not Democrats, nor are we Republicans, unless we vote as the U.S. citizen for county, state, and federal elections. We do not vote along party lines or make decisions based on party affiliation. nor do we have to worry about bipartisan division when it comes to making decisions on behalf of our beloved Crow people. There was a time in our history as Crows when we were divided, brother against brother. This time was known as River Crow Day, Mountain Crow Days, or 48 Constitution Days. And nowadays, there is still a little division of the tribe every time the Las Grass Indians take on the Harden Bulldogs, or when the Indians play the Warriors of Plenty Coups. Other than that, we as a tribe have been doing pretty good since we got rid of the 48 Constitution. Let us all think about one important thought. There is no other Crow tribe, no other Crow country, nor is there another Crow language. One can jump on a plane and search the world for another Crow tribe, another Crow country, but you will never find another group of people like the Crow people. This is it. And it is up to us in here today, the elected leadership of this great and solid nation, to not only serve, but to protect our beloved Crow people, and to have that same warrior spirit and continue to fight to keep our Crow lands and preserve our beautiful Crow language and our Tsaalmga way of life. The great Tsaalmga warriors of yesteryear did not wait for someone else to help them in protecting their lands, their way of life. And today, no one will ever take care of us or protect our lands. It is up to us. We must take care of one another, talk good to one another, respect each other, because there is not another Crow tribe. It is us in here, the elected leadership of the great Tsaalmga nation. Together, we have to blaze a trail toward self-sufficiency and protect not only our political sovereignty, but create our very own economic sovereignty by working together toward a bigger, brighter tomorrow for all Crow people. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Very well said. Unity, starts out with us, what he said. So turn to your right, turn to your left, give them a handshake. Say what a beautiful day today is. That's all it takes. At this time, our senators, judicial, you can be excused to your tables. We're going to start our meal. And the next gentleman I'm going to introduce, you're excused. Go to your bosses. The next gentleman I'm going to introduce, his name is Del Labrador. He's an enrolled citizen of the Crow Nation. He's a child of the Ties Mother clan and was given 2 Indian names, Bappo as such, First Stone, and Balagon Village, walks high. Del is a senior advisor and counselor to the Crow Nation chairman, Darren O'Kyle. Prior to his position as a strategic advisor to the Aiken law firm in Washington, D.C., Del was appointed by President Obama and served 3.5 years at the Department of the Interior as acting Assistant Secretary, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary, and Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Indian Affairs in Washington, D.C. Before his federal service, Mr. Labrador was Chief Legal Counsel for the executive branch of the Crow Nation and worked on federal water legislation, federal and local, state and tribal tax issues, energy projects, and submission of tribal and state legislation. Mr. Labrador has held numerous judgeships, was an assistant professor of law, worked in private practice. In the fall of 2000, Mr. Labrador was selected for and participated in President Clinton's White House initiative on tribal colleges and universities. Del has testified more than a dozen times for Congress and speaks extensively on a variety of Indian law topics around the country. He co-created and taught courses for the first 4 tribal bar exams. Mr. Labrador earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering in 1995 from the University of Arizona and his JD in 1999 from the University of Wisconsin Law School. Dell is married to Kristen Burge and they have 2 children, Teelan and Kiowa. Without further ado, our keynote speaker, Dell Labrador.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to, first of all, thank Speaker Goes Ahead, Secretary Oldthrow, and the other senators for asking me to come up here to give the keynote. It's actually an honor to get to speak before all of my relatives, guests, honorees, and mostly for the Crow citizens who make up our great nation. What I'd like to do is, and I'm glad they said to eat, because you never want to be the speaker before a bunch of hungry people. They're going to tune you out, but if you're eating and you're having fun, you can listen a few words. And what I'd like to do with that is tell you just a few short stories. And through those short stories, what I'd like to also do is give you a tour through some of my experiences, and in specific, the last 11 years of working under this new Constitution, because I think that seems to be a common thread through what everyone else has said. But first, I would like to say congratulations to not only the re-elected, the newly elected, and the sitting senators. Thank you all for your service, and thank you all for working so hard for the Crow people, and for the former senators who have done the same. Congratulations, today is your day. I'd also like to thank the newly sworn-in judges. I did serve as the appellate judge for 4 years, back when the Constitution first passed, back in 2002 to 2006, and I had a unique perspective on the changes at that time. When we were going from elected judges to appointed judges, back to elected judges, and have a number of differing ideas and thoughts on that. But I think what I'd like for everyone to leave with, and I'll end with this as I begin with it, we have to continue the good working relationship between all 3 branches. We have to respect each other, we have to trust each other, and ultimately follow the Constitution. And I think with all of those things, we will eventually see prosperity. And I think you'll see by not only some of the background information I'm going to share with you, some of the changes in growth that I've seen over the last 10 years working within the Crow Nation. And then finally, I would like to hit on some themes of something that I've personally seen and experienced. And as the Vice Secretary mentioned in a nice introduction, on Crow First, from the creator, Hoak Badalia, the Osalo, Wabashinchish. That's always first and foremost, and then everything else comes second. So, that being said, down the road, many of you may know my Kala, Henrietta Whiteman, now Veterans Park, was renamed the late great Carl Land. My mother grew up here down the river, and then we moved around a bit. We're out prior to Lockwood, and eventually went through the Dillon school system. I returned to Crow, as I mentioned, as the appellate judge in 2002, and I was confirmed by the very first legislature. In fact, our journalist here, Mr. Ben Cloud, was the first speaker of the legislature. And I thought he did a terrific job in the transition from the 48 Constitution to 2001, along with all the other then newly elected. At that time, the legislative branch was still figuring out exactly its role under the Constitution. It's become more clear over time that that means review and approval, oversight of the executive branch, working with the executive branch on funding the government, working out various issues with sovereign immunity. Whenever we have to cut energy bills, the legislative branch has to review and approve those waivers of immunity, among other things. Those are just a few of the highlights. And I served on the Judicial Ethics Board at the time, which was the CEO, Speaker, and the appellate judge. whenever we had the transition from our judges. And a few of you may remember the headlines, and I'm glad to say now some of those issues are behind us. And another thing I'd like to add too is growing pains are normal. To be sovereign is to have the ability to make mistakes. Make mistakes, and you grow and you learn from them. It happens in the individual human level, and it happens at the governance level. Because every government is a group of people. And in the core, the people are the ones who are making the decisions, following the law, changing the law, interpreting the law, enforcing the law. And so it's important just to step back sometimes and realize that the changes in growth that we've gone through have been almost unparalleled. And when I served the President Obama in Washington, D.C., I got to meet with tens of thousands of tribal leaders from across the nation, from small rancherias in California, the smaller villages up in Alaska, the regional corporations. I got to see the southeastern tribes who had land claim settlements that they had formed their governments. I got to see down in the south, where you saw the rise of the Mississippi Choctaw, the Tunica Biloxi. I saw that up in the Great Plains with the Lakotas, Dakotas, and Nakotas. I got to see the Southwest, working with the Dene Nation, the Navajos, Hopis. I got to go to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and see the Wallapas, the mother tribe of all those Southwest tribes. I worked with all the Pueblos. I was down in Taos Pueblo with their water settlement in the famous sacred Blue Lake. So when I talk about our changes, I'm speaking from experience of going down on the ground and seeing 500 other tribal nations go through changes. And what I see and what I have seen and experienced is, I believe we're on the cusp, when working together, of truly becoming a great self-sufficient nation. I honestly, in my heart of hearts, believe that. And it's not just a belief, it's an experience. I got to address the United Nations on behalf of President Obama. I spoke to the United States when we said we're in favor of the International Covenant on Indigenous Rights. They are separate people who pre-existed all these other nations. Their rights must and should be protected. Land, language, culture, religion, all these things. I had that opportunity to stand there in New York City, downtown, and represent President Obama and say, we as his relative hereby follow the rest of the world and the nations, and we adopt that UN declaration. That should be what we all aspire to do, which is have tribal nations decide for themselves what they want to do with their resources. Their land should never be taken, it should be protected. That if they choose a different governance, as we did in 2001, that should be respected and honored. Having seen all of that, and seen these changes, and now just to give you to share with you what I was seeing as I was transitioning away from Washington, D.C., serving the president, and always knowing that I was going to return home to work among the Apsahlokit people. You have what is going to be a continual crisis. Deficits are the order of the day. Cuts across all the agency budgets. You've got consistent challenges in how much debt we have, when that debt is going to be extended. Now, why is all of that relevant on what happens in D.C. and is impacting the world relevant to Crow? Half of our budget is from federal programs. Half of it. Half of the services Crows receive come through the federal trust responsibility. If those dollars are being cut, and those services are being cut as well, they're going to have to be replaced somehow. They're going to have to be replaced through your leaders here on the ground. And let me give you a reason on why I think there's plenty to be hopeful for, despite those challenging circumstances. We have the Crow water settlement, passed by 72% of the vote. $460 million is going to come forward. There's going to be lots of construction jobs. in the very near future. We're looking at this fiscal year potentially having roughly around $9 million pour into various projects around the reservation. That's on the irrigation side. We also have some percentage for the MR&I system to come in the next fiscal year. There's another $1 million this year of design and parent construction crews. And the idea is to rotate between the two, to have pro construction crews working year-round on updating and modernizing our water system. I remember when that was just a glimmer of hope in someone's eye. And we stand here today, within the next fiscal year or two, ready for that money to go down to the ground to impact all of you and our families. More jobs, better water, better drinking water. That's just one. And the reason I told you about the budget and that is because over half of that, 60% of it, is not subject to any of the federal budget issues that are going on today. That money is sitting at First Interstate Bank earning interest. That had never happened in the history of a federal Indian water settlement. I cannot tell you how significant it was that we saw the window of opportunity, pass through it, and now we're going to see the benefits regardless of what's happening in Washington, D.C. There aren't hardly any other tribes that have a situation like that. So that's why I'm talking, there's hope here and implementation on the ground. The Cabell settlement. I know there's a lot of confusion. Not everybody knows about it. There's been some checks that were cut. There's supposed to be some more coming before the Christmas. It looks like that's going to be delayed. We're going to have a chance to try to hire our own people, sit down with all of you and all the other IN account holders, and figure out whether folks want to sell and consolidate into the tribe. I won't go into a lot of details, but the expectation is that Crow would be eligible for roughly $100 million of repurchasing of fractionated land to reconsolidate our land base. That is going to be a big deal coming around the corner. Those are two large pieces of federal legislation that were two of the handful that passed through when I was working at Interior. So even more generally on the ground, what have I seen to give cause for the hope that I see around the corner? You know about the LLCs and UCCs from past two administrations. We have an updated pro-gaming ordinance. We just finished a compact. Jason Smith over there knows this. The governor signed a new gaming compact. The gaming compact is under legal review with Attorney General Fox, who I've already had a discussion with. What we have in writing, we don't believe it'll change, is 925 Class 3 machines. 1/3 of those machines will have a payout of 10 grand, 2/3 will have a payout of 5 grand, and it's a 15-year compact. Since 1988 up until 2006, we had 100 machines. And we have used 200 machines down at the facility here. We will have 925 machines to be placed on or next to the reservation. That will almost immediately double the tribal income. And I expect that to be done. Chairman Okayo and executive officials get the Pro Gaming Committee has been right with Chairman Milberg. We expect that to be a project to be done in the next couple of years, and for there to be more jobs, more money. And I'll skip through a few other things, but there was a pro-business plan. Many of you may have read, a $10 million loan that was there to provide flexibility. We're starting with a feasibility study on the pro gaming facility. And then all of you know on pro coal development. I've never seen an administration work so fast to cut deals and a legislative body work so quickly to review and approve. Cut a deal with finished the Cloud Peak in January. 3 months later, we had the Westmoreland deal to extend that by 20 years. We are now resurrecting the Many Stars project. It's going to look a little bit different, but we're going to start negotiations on that in the next month. So I see a variety of projects from the national side, which are not subject to all the federal budget problems. I see local gaming. I see local coal projects. And I see our future moving forward in a positive way. And we expect then to have partners. Many of the legislators know, and I'm giving them a sample of the types of things that come up every week, every month, every year. Those energy deals we fought long and hard for, and I want to thank Speaker Goes Ahead and Senator Stewart in specific on fighting over at AT&I in the Northwest on our coal deals. We got support for the Coal to Liquids project, and then we went to NCAI, asserted ourselves, and they also now say Crow should be the pilot project in the United States for Crow Coal to Liquids. And we expect to be partners with the Department of Defense, and we want the Department of Energy to step up and help out. Finally, I'll just end with these themes. I wanted to give you a background of what I've seen in the changes over the 10 years, the reasons for a lot of optimism, and then finally, working together. As you heard in a number of folks, the branches can and must work together for this future to be successful, our future. We got to respect our roles under the Constitution. We must always protect the treaties of 1825, 1851, and 1868. That includes asserting our off-reservation treaty rights. In doing so, we'll continue to become a nation of laws and enhance pro-self-determination. We have to separate politics from business, and we must acknowledge and continue to incorporate the culture in all things that we do. What I'd like to see, and I know that the elected officials have said this, is continue working together. This past year has been remarkable. We still have a lot more work to do. Continue to work together to create a workforce with a good skill set, educational opportunities for our young youth, and ultimately, the opportunity to succeed and have a piece of the American dream. That is why we work to do what we do. That is what the people have said, say, work to provide opportunities for me and my family. So I think, in sum, there are rising expectations among our citizens. They expect more, and more should be delivered. We should work that much harder and always work together for the better of all the people. As they say among my other relatives in the ties of bonding, with one stick, it can be easily broken. But when we're all together in a bundle, it's almost impossible to break. So I end with this. We have to acknowledge and build on what our ancestors and all the folks in this room have already worked hard to do, which is preserve what we have. And now, the charge is for us, this generation, to secure the opportunities for the next generation. And it has to be more than talk. It has to be actual jobs, education, opportunities. So I stand here with and thank the officials, all of them, for having confidence in me. Congratulate them on this day of celebration with their families. And just to let you know, we have a lot of work to do together in order to make the future better for all of Crow people. I hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Del Labrador. This time, newly elected and the elected senators, would you please stand up? Pius Wilbert is going to pray for all of us. Executive branch, judicial branch, please. The three-branch government here. He was a senator himself at one time. Our elder from the mighty few, Pius Wilbert.
A hellfire and the waters are to build. And I thought your carbon for that perpetually. That's why our carbon is not up in a spot way down a car basically. Whatever I discuss, whatever I discuss the way it comes. Montana. Teatro, Mama, when I walk on his house, once per day, I know what's scouted, though. Honorable, Dr. John. Now, what about telling that people off the well, for they got one. That's what I said. And now I put to that on scout. Why, son? Now there was a of that. That's all that whatever. That's what I was saying. I didn't say it. On the calculator, against the card. Travel, travel, and next said everywhere. She's not travel, so that against the very sick, a I'm married. I go a God so the crowd. Oh, you didn't go down. There, so that what you know of my to go. But has got it got so much not to follow up. That's to go. There's no nothing to update, do it. And now our basic out, legislature, executive, judicial fund, principal dollars. I pray for the court drive. I pray for that little girl and boy. I pray for a better government. I pray for prosperous health to every member of the Crow tribe. Where I stand now, I pray, and I pray. Almighty God, I want to thank you. Amen.
Oh, a beautiful prayer. This time, give the mic over to the Speaker of the House and do a presentation.
Thank you, Sean. It's going to walk back. What a people say, home up. Back when you had, what did you already got in the mountain? Again, yes, he was a tourist. What a beautiful Balula in that. And what the power is stone. Spot was. Bobby skip. The Wapis was also written the color of the cornmeal. Again, at Baria, a marble was big. Leroy not afraid. Ex-senator, now he's a judicial chief judge. There, but if the pay here, couldn't give him a round of applause. Sean Backbone, he was part of the legislative branch. And we've always talked about some of the senators going on to the executive branch as well as the judicial. Finally, it's a reality today that we all work together for the unity for all the people. But he wants to us. But he doesn't. But he wants to. That's all it is. Now it's the word. It's beautiful. A hope. But he doesn't. But he wants to. But he wants to us. We are servants of the people. Without you, we wouldn't be here today. I also like to thank our staff, Office Manager Jackie Blacksmith, Assistant Office Manager Sherry Chandler, Bill Wilco, our finance officer, our parliamentarian, I call him Cowboy Ken pretty on top because his father-in-law is Cowboy Fisher. I made a name for him. Cowboy Ken, and then Legal J. J. Harris was our attorney. Legal J will go. So I'd like to thank you for your hard work and your diligence to make this happen today. Give them a round of applause. Oh, and Leslie Plank, the legal assistant to Jay Harris. Give them a round of applause, please. At this time, we're going to make a presentation to our keynote speaker, Dale Lavender. I know that he's still trying to chew the steak, but he's a man that works very hard. He hasn't been home for about 3 months, working diligently, hard on behalf of all the Crow tribal members. For this month of December, he just told me last week that he gets to stay home, doesn't have to travel, but just like some of the negotiations and everything that they've been dealing, he works diligently, as well as Chairman O'Kyle, as well as the Vice Chairman, and then the Secretary, AJ Godfrey, and also Vice Secretary. We are working together on your behalf. Within a year, we have made a lot of progress because we're working together. So at this time, I'm going to make a presentation to our keynote speaker, Mr. Dale Lavender. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it for your hard work and diligence. I hope.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Richie, you are too sarcastic, the Lord, the home. Now, look at this, whatever is to us. Just say, and hold them, what a good. Leader, still got a, what a got a, now I call it, what I want. What a kiss, what a chili salad. Just go on your field. Go see one like that, now we do get on. Now, all this to go in your pool, but you're not here. Too much chimney or stomach. Okay. The cake that they don't now hear out of home. I had a kiss that where you go is home. Now, our special go home.
Thank you, Duke, for that presentation, Speaker and the Secretary. You know, it's a beautiful day. The room is filled with optimism today. We're optimism. Optimism is an opportunity. Opportunity is going into the unknown. That's what we're doing today with 2001 Constitution. And it's all good. We feel good today. And you know, me being a senator, I was at the Senate last when I first got elected. You know, I was real happy. We promulgate law as senators. When we promulgate law, we have to work on it and take it to the floor. So I was kind of thinking about it. How am I going to do make law? You know, how am I going to make my first big step in as a legislature? So I was thinking about it. Then I took it to the committee. I said, you know, we should outlaw round bales. Outlaw the round bales. And they were looking at me like, this guy's crazy. I said, I got to promulgate law. I got to do something. I want to outlaw round bales. I said, how come? Because the cattle ain't getting a square meal. They pointed order at me and they got mad at me. So I had to get right back on track. I just want to give it back to Duke here. Sorry to intrude here, Sean, but what am I big today's deal for all Australia, was deal with Lorenzo Mountain Jr.
He's our IT technician. Right now, we are live streamed. He's sitting on the bleachers. He's been doing a lot of diligent work and hard work for the legislative branch. And if you ever want to see your legislative branch representative during our sessions and during our committee meetings, go to ctlb.org and you will see us in committee meetings. If you want to see, if you miss us, let me put it that way, if you miss seeing me, go to ctlb.org. We are live streamed. I know that one of my teasing clan is with his big old 10-gallon head laughing, but I'm sure he watches me every time he misses me. So with that, give a round of applause for Lorenzo Monchi, and I'll hand it over to our MC here.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's good. Let's give one more round of applause for 2013 Legislative Inauguration. Great day today. Appreciate all the dignitaries. Want to say thank you, JROTC. Thank you, all the royalty that helped out, and all the people that put a hand in this great day. At this time, I want all the legislatures, executive branch and judicial branch, we need to take a picture on this. And then from there, your giveaways. Wala cherry, that go station meter. So we can get in line. So after the pictures, giveaway, and that concludes our ceremony. Again, thank you for giving me an opportunity to be an MC for this great inauguration. Oh.
Thank you. You know, I just want to make an announcement. We're going to have a picture session over here. And right after the picture session, then we'll have our giveaway. So I just wanted you to know so we didn't forget that.
I want to recognize the Crow Fair royalty. At this time, Miss Crow Nation, set the legal law. Junior Miss Crow Nation, Shawnita Nomi. Miss Tanita Crow Nation, Kevin Rogers. Now the district princesses, Lost Grass District, Imani Kindness. No Water District, Shelby Hill. Black Rock District, Tamara White. Mighty Few District, Natalie Covers Up. And the Reno District, Charmaine Hill. Those are our Crow Fair royalty. They have a big job ahead of them. Let's give them a round of applause.